ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। इन पंचीकरणम पेज नंबर 445, line number 27. So we have seen akara, ukara. Now we are going to see makara in tika. तद विषये सुषुप्ति अभिमानिनी प्राज्ञत्वम निर्वक्ति. अभिमानिनी इनी प्रत्यय, अभिमानिन शब्द is there. In that abhimanini saptami, sushupti abhimanini prajnatvam, the one who has sushupti abhimana, in that what will be there? Prajnatvam means that sushupti abhimani is prajna. In this way, prajnatvam tasya nirvakti. Before that, in line number 7, 8, तद उभय अभिमानी आत्मा प्राज्ञ. तद उभय अभिमानी कारण प्रपंच सुषुप्ति अवस्था, कारण प्रपंच सुषुप्ति अवस्था, तद अभिमानी आत्मा प्राज्ञ. एतत्रयम् मकारः. These three put together is मकारः. संप्रति अव्याकृत अभिमानिना अंतर्यामिना सहैकत्वं सुषुप्ति अभिमानिनः सिद्धवत्कृत्य तद विषय संज्ञा विशेषं व्यवहार लघुतायै निवेदयति. तदुभय इति. संप्रति, संप्रति मीन्स नाउ, इदानीं. संप्रति अव्याकृत अभिमानिना अंतर्यामिना सह. अव्याकृत अभिमानी इज अंतर्यामी, अंतर्यामिना सह एकत्वम. अंतर्यामी शब्द इज यूज्ड फॉर ईश्वर. एष सर्वेश्वरः, एष सर्वज्ञः, एषोऽन्तर्यामी. अंतर्यामी ब्राह्मण इज देयर इन बृहदारण्यक. अंतर्यामी वर्णनम इज डन एलैबोरेटली इन उद्दालक प्रश्न. याज्ञवल्क्य जी हैज डन. अंतर्यामिना सह एकत्वम सुषुप्ति अभिमानिनः सिद्धवत् कृत्य. This ekatvam of sushupti abhimani. When individual goes to sushupti, he feels, when he wakes up, I slept. This I slept thought, the one who gets, is called sushupti abhimani. This sushupti abhimani is one with antaryami, even though we never feel like that. Because Mandukya Shruti, how does it begin? एषः सर्वेश्वरः. एषः कः? पूर्वोक्त मंत्रोक्त. So in Mandukya 6th mantra is एष सर्वेश्वरः, एष सर्वज्ञः, एषोऽन्तर्यामी. But एषः comes from previous mantra. Previous mantra is Panchama mantra says prajñah. So एषः प्राज्ञः सर्वेश्वरः, एषः प्राज्ञः सर्वज्ञः, एषः प्राज्ञः सर्वान्तर्यामी, एषः प्राज्ञः Yoni sarvasya prabhavapya hi bhutana. But we never feel Prajna is Sarveshwara, Sarvagnya, Sarvantaryami and all this. Because we don't feel, Upanishad says that is why we have to tell you. If you already had known this, why Upanishad would tell us something? It is Ajnata Jnapakam. What is not known otherwise, Upanishad is revealing. So I don't know that I as Prajna, actually I am Antaryami. So Upanishad says, I will tell you that you are. And it is Pramana Vakya. So in that Pramana, if I have Viparita Bhavana, I have to correct my misunderstanding. So I think I am only Sushupti Abhimani, but I don't think I am Antaryami. So Upanishad says, you are Antaryami. अंतर्यामिना सह एकत्वं सुषुप्ति अभिमानिनः. सो अंतर्यामिना सह सुषुप्ति अभिमानिनः एकत्वं सिद्धवत कृत्य. सिद्धवत, सिद्ध जैसा ही है, as if it is already done. Now in my buddhi, if it is not done, I have to work on it. But as far as Acharya is concerned or Shruti is concerned, it is siddhavat. So, and this is what yesterday I mentioned at the end of the session, that we do Shravanam. But this part of sadhana is what we have to do so that I don't feel that I am far from what Upanishad is talking about and I have no connection. We are not meeting even halfway. That if Shruti says I am Antaryami, I am Jagad Yoni, I don't feel even 1% of that. Then I will feel Shastras are not for me. But it is not true. This Shastra may not be for you. Other Shastra is for you then. This text, when it begins only with Virat, Hiranyagarbha and Antaryami, it doesn't go down. So where Bahujivas are discussed and it is said individual has problem, Tad Vijnanartham, Sa Guru Meva, that at least I can understand. I will go to teacher. I will study. But after you study, then teacher will say this only. What will he say? Esha Sarveshwara, Esha Sarvang. So after Guru Upasatti and Adhyanam, ultimately I have to come to this. If it feels this is too much for me, then in Bhagavad Gita says, Bhagavan says, I am Antaryami. You become devotee of me, Man Manabhava, Mad Bhakta. This is very easy, Bhagavan. So you do that then. Teaching is when you become Man Mana, Ishwar Mana, Ishwar Bhakta, Tadatmya should be so much that I am different from Ishwara, that Bheda will not remain. That is what Shruti Siddhavat Kritya. Shruti takes it that this has already happened. Tad Vishaya Sanya Vishesham Vyavahar Lagutayai Nivedayati. Tad Vishaya Sanya Vishesham. Tad Vishayaka Sanya Vishesham is this Prajna. So for Vyavahar Laguta, now all these Sushupti Avastha Abhimani, Antaryami, instead of using these words, he will just use the word Prajna. And then all of that put together, only Ma. This is Laguta, Vyavahara Laguta. And for Chintana, this is good because if somebody is doing Omkara Japa, Omkara Dhyanam, then in Om, how to bring the whole Brahmanda, Sthula Sukshma Karana Prapancha and Abhimani Chaitanya. Everything how I can bring just within Om. So it says this is how. So that I don't have to have scattered thinking. If more things come to my mind at the time of Chintanam or Dhyanam, more chances are to get distracted. So I have already done this thinking, and now I can only focus on Om. And that Shruti Pramana he will give further. Mandukya Shruti he will give. So Ubhaya Abhimani Atma is Prajna. In other words, this is Vishishta Atma, huh? Not Shuddha Atma. Shuddha Atma cannot be Abhimani. Prajna, etatrayam makaraha. Now, line number 11. Prajna iti. How Prajna word is formed, here it is given differently. Prajna Chaitanyam. Tat pradhanaha purushaha Prajna Shabdarthaha. Prajna Pradhana Purushaha is Prajna. Means that Purusha in whom Chaitanya is Pradhanam. And its Upadhi, Karana Upadhi is Gauna. That is Prajna. Otherwise, the Vyutpatti is done Prayena Agnya. If you take Sushupti, then Prayena Agnya. Or, and then Prajna Eva Prajna. Or Prakarshena Janati iti Prajna. Prajna Eva Prajna. Bhavishyad Vritya. Prakarshena Janati iti Prajna. Which is Sushupti Avastha, he doesn't know anything. It's a Bhavishyad Vritya. Because when he wakes up, he will wake up with all Jnanam. What was there earlier. So both etymologies are there. Here another way it is given. Chaitanya Pradhanam is there in Hiranyagarbha also and in Virat also. Correct? There also it is the same thing. But here Ajnanam, which is the Upadhi, that Ajnana Upadhi is Gauna. Why? See this next line. Tad Upadhi Bhuta Karanasya Tad Prakashyattvena Upasarjanatvat. Upasarjana means Gauna. Tad Upadhi Bhuta Karanasya. Prajna Upadhi is Karana Sharira. That Karana Upadhi is Prakashya by this Chaitanya. Therefore, it is Gauna. What is Prakashya is Gauna, Upasarjana. And what is Prakashaka is Mukhya. But this also you can say was true in Virat and in Hiranyagarbha. There also Chaitanya was Prakashaka. The other two were Prakashya. Other Upadhis were Prakashya. So yes, that is also true there. Here name is Prajna, so using that it is explained. Prajna Chaitanya. Virat and Hiranyagarbha in our Shastra, they are considered as Jiva. Jiva which has attained lot of Chitta Shuddhi can become Virat and will have Samashti Sthula Abhimana. Jiva which has even greater Chitta Shuddhi will become Hiranyagarbha and will have Samashti Sukshma Abhimana. This is how in Brahadaranyaka it is explained. But Ishvara is not another exalted Jiva. Ishvara is Chaitanya. So that's where this is different. Chaitanya is Pradhanam in Ishvara. In Hiranyagarbha, Upadhis also have a role to play. But Samanya Jiva, we say in Samanya Jiva also it is same thing. They are also Chaitanya. They have small Upadhi. Hiranyagarbha is also Chaitanya, but they have greater, bigger Upadhi. What is the difference? It says Samanya Jiva is Prayana Samsari. Hiranyagarbha is Prayana Asamsari. This is a Bheda. Like there are two people, let's say. This person, he said, normally this person is crying only. Exceptions are few days. This person normally happy. Few days they may cry. So what is the difference between Jiva and Hiranyagarbha? This is the difference. One is Prayana, Samsari. This is problem, that is problem all the time. Hiranyagarbha, Prayana, Asamsari. Bhagavan, this is Bhagavan Bhashyakar's line in Brahadaranyaka, you will see. So this is the Bheda.
What does this Prajna identify that Upadhi is Avidya Upadhi? So what is the identification of Prajna as Upadhi? In Stula Vishwa, we can say identification with Stula. Like that.
So here Upadhi is the ability to express in the form of this Srishti, that Maya. That is the Upadhi. For Ishvara or Prajna, what is the Upadhi? Upadhi is in Karan Avastha. Like how a tree is in seed form. So if I don't see where is tree, it's, here is the tree in this. So that ability is there in the form of this huge thing. This is what in Chandogya, 6th chapter, it was explained. That you bring this tree, fruit, then you break it. What is there? Anveha dhanaha, small parts are there. They are seeds. You break it. What do you see? I don't see anything. That has the ability to create this Vishal Vriksha. Giant tree can come out of it. So that is its Upadhi. That is Avyakritam, unmanifest. Manifest things we may not be able to see. तद उपाधिभूत कारणस्य तत् प्रकाश्यत्वेन उपसर्जनत्वात् अव्याकृतं सुषुप्ति ही उभय अव्याकृतं सुषुप्ति ही उभयोः अभिमानी च इति त्रितयं मकारांतर्भूतत्वात् अव्याकृत एंड सुषुप्ति उभयोः अभिमानी अभिमानी ऑफ बोथ ऑफ देम is one pragya. All these put together. So avyakrita means ajnanam, sushupti avastha, and pragnya, abhimani chaitanya, tritayam makarantar bhutatvat. They all are in makara. Mitho na pruthak. Mitha means paraspara, they are not different. Iti advaitam anusmaran aha. In this way there is advaitam. Etatrayam makara iti. Tika. कथम प्राज्ञस्य चैतन्य प्रधानत्वम, लाइन नंबर 28 27. कथम प्राज्ञस्य चैतन्य प्रधानत्वम तस्य औपाधिकत्वेन उपाधि प्रधानत्वात् इति अतः. हाउ इज प्राज्ञ हैविंग चैतन्य प्रधानत्वम? सो व्हाई नॉट तस्य औपाधिकत्वेन उपाधि प्रधानत्वात्? It has upadhi pradhanam, so it is said no, upadhi is upasarjana because it is prakashya. Upadhehe upasarjanatve hetuhu tat prakashyatveena. What is prakashya is paratantra sattavan. What is prakashaka is swatantra sattavan. Or prakashaka is chaitanya swarupa, other is jada. So jada does not know itself, therefore it said you don't know anything, you be quiet, like that. It is gauna. Avyakritam iti grantha spashtartha. Avyakritam sushupti abhimani ityadi. Viradadinam akaradi atmano upasamharo na yuktaha pramana bhavat. Now Purvapaksha says Virat, Hiranyagarbha, Ishvara. Their upasamhara you did in akara, ukara, makara. This upasamharo na yuktaha. There is no pramana. Pramana bhavat. Iti ataha Upanishad pramanyat. Upanishad Pramanya is at the end in the previous page. Line number 13. On page 445. Upanishad Pramanya is a pratika. That pratika comes on 445. So first we have to see that part. Line 13. Sthula prapanchatmano virajah virajo jagaritasya tadubhay abhimanino vishwasya akaratvam. Whatever we have seen, he is summarizing. Sthula prapancha, virat, jagarita avastha, tadubhay abhimani, vishwa. Akaratvam. All put together is akara. Sukshma prapancha atmanah hiranyagarbhasya swapnasya tadubhay abhimaninah taijasasya ukaratva. So Sukshma prapancha Atma means Sukshma prapancham swarupam yasya. That's Sukshma prapancha Atma. Atma here means swarupa. Hiranyagarbhasya. Hiranyagarbha has that swarupa. And Swapna is Avastha. Swapnasya tad ubhaya abhimanina. Taijasasya ukaratvam. Taijasa is Abhimani. And all of them put together is Ukara. Then Prapancha Dvaya Karana Bhuta Avyakritasya. Sushuptehe tad ubhaya abhimaninascha. So Sushupti Avastha and Karana Bhuta Avyakrita. Abhimani is Pragnya. Abhimaninascha Pragnyascha. Makaratva. So everything is said. Means in table everything is wonderful. In my buddhi, when somebody says akar, ukar, makar, nothing comes. In other words, this equation is not set yet. How if somebody says I don't know what they say rose in Sanskrit, but I am rosaha, pushpam. So this, but not any pushpa. This, when I see, only that buddhi comes that this is red rose and nothing else. Right? This equation, how it is siddham. That much siddham if it is with akar, ukar, makar and all virat, hiranyagarbha, ishvara, jagrat, swapna, shushupti avastha, everything, then this is true for me. For this, they expect that now you understood, now you just sit and go on dwelling on this. Until this becomes true for me, then I am Mandukya Adhikari. Then I am Gaudapadacharyayaha Shishyaha. Or Gaudapadacharya Charyasya Shishyaha. Acharyasya Shishyaha. Means I am able to think now what is he has said there. Ajatvada. Or that mind is no mind. Amani Bhava. Atma alone is Satya. All this will be true for me. Otherwise, all these will be good shlokas. I can chant, I can do Vyakarana analysis, I can give beautiful discourse. Wonderful. It is not my Satyam. My mind troubles me so much, I cannot say mind is no mind. Somebody had come to me once, some time back, and he was studying Jivan Mukti Viveka. So he was talking about Chaturtha Avastha, Panchami Avastha, Sapta Bhumikas are given in Yoga Vasishtha, that same are given in Jivan Mukti Viveka. So I asked, I said, you are in which Bhumika? So if we just have to go on describing Bhumikas and not actually go through them, then what is the purpose? We can talk about it. Wonderful bhumikas are there. I am in Prathama or Dvitiya. Those bhumikas are so that I myself can be in those. That is the whole objective. Those acharyas never thought that we will give beautiful discourses on bhumikas and nice charts will be there and this. We have to go further. So all this will become truth for me when I have this, that samashti sthula prapancha virat akara. So when akara ucharanam is done, all this can come to my buddhi.
Swamiji,
Hmm.
this font is not clear in this PDF. Swamiji. Makaratvam iti uktam. After that, can you read?
I will read. Makaratvam iti uktam Upanishad pramanyat pratipattavyam. If it is not clear, you write down. Upanishad pramanyat pratipattavyam. So that Upanishad pramanyat is the pratik, which we saw in the next page. What is the Upanishad pramanam? Pratipattavyam means jnatavyam. Through Upanishad pramana, it should be known. What is that Upanishad pramana? On next page in Tika, they have given स्थूलभुक् वैश्वानरः प्रथमः पादः प्रविविक्तभुक् तैजसो द्वितीयः पादः आनंदभुक् चेतोमुखः प्राज्ञस्तृतीयः पादः. So these three mantras are there, third, fourth and fifth of Mandukya, first chapter. Sthulam bhunkte iti stulabhuk, the one who is doing sthula vishaya bhoga. So sthula bhuk means his tripti comes from sthula vishaya only. Tridha bhogam nibodhata. Like that karika is given. Sthulam tarpayate vishwam. Praviviktam tu taijasa. Praviviktam tu taijasa. Ananda bhuk tatha prajnam. Tridha bhogam nibodhata. So, tridha tripti nibodhata. So, three types. For someone who is sthula bhuk, sukshma vastu cannot please that person. Karana vastu cannot please that. So, like Samanya Drashtanta, if somebody says, you put the mango seed in the ground, next generation will enjoy. So, some people will say, I will not do any such thing which will benefit later generations, other people. Why? Because I am Stulabhuk. I want to enjoy something now. If it is beneficial to others, greater number of people and all that, that person can't think. So that is Sthula. And that too in Samashti, Sthula. If somebody is Vyashti and Sthula, even narrow. So mostly our mind is confined by these limitations. So we can't think of greater things, bigger things. So then, if somebody else is also doing some such thing, they will question, "Oh, why are you doing this? I will say this will help a lot of people in future, this, that. But why should you do that? So those who can see further, they are different. Pravivikta bhuk, slightly better. Pravivikta means distinct. Distinct bhoga is there in swapna, sukshma, taijasa, dvitiya pada. And ananda bhuk, only ananda bhoga is there in prajna. Cheto mukha prajna tritiya pada. Iti Mandukyopanishad pramanyat ityartha. So details are there in Mandukya. We don't need to discuss here because this is only essence of Mandukya. Okay. But there it is not said akara, ukara, makara in these quotations. So that is said later. Padaha matraha. Matrasya padaha. So the prathama, dvitiya, tritiya pada is given here. Three padas, they have to be mapped to three matras. Akara, ukara, makara. That is also said later. in the 8th mantra. Further, so now Adhyaropa is over. Tadevam Adhyaropam Saprapancham Nirupya Advaita Pratipatti Siddhaye Apavadam Prakataitum Purvapaksham Uthapayati. Adhyaropa Prakaran comes up to this. In other words, the three padas are Adhyaropa. Chaturtha pada is Apavada. In Mandukya, this also most of you know, just indicating. Advaita Pratipatti Siddhaye. Why Apavada is being done? Why can't you just leave Adhyaropa only? Advaita Jnanam will not happen if Apavada is not done. So Adhyaropa Apavadabhyam Nishprapancham Prapanchate. So Adhyaropa will do Saprapancha. Apavada will make it Nishprapancha. Apavadam Prakataitum. Now for that, Purva Paksha is raised first. Before that, there is one line in Moolam on 446, first line. Akara Ukare, Ukaro Makare, Makara Onkare, Onkaro Ahami Eva. Akara means Vilapanam. This is how you have to complete the sentence. Akara Vilapanam should happen in Ukara. So now Akara Vilapanam in Ukare means Sthula Vilapanam in Sukshma, Jagrat Avastha Vilapanam in Swapna, and Vishwa Pravilapanam in Taijasa. All three we have to understand. Because Akara means three things. All of them should come. Ukare. Ukaro Bakare. In the same way, Sukshma into Karana, Swapna into Sushupti, and Taijasa into Prajna. Ukaro Makare. Then Makara Onkare. Onkare means in the complete. Onkaro Ahamiyeva. So he will say, if he has not explained, then we will see. We saw earlier. Now next line. Tathapi. Trayanam akaradinam mitho vibhaktanam avasthanat kuto advaitam siddhyati iti ashankya apavada prakriyam prakatayati. Trayanam akaradinam. This akar, ukar, makar, they are paraspar bhinna. Mitho vibhaktanam avasthanat kuto advaitam siddhyati. How advaita siddhi will happen? So he says Apavada Prakriya is for that. Apavada Prakriyam Prakatayati. Akara Ukare Ityadi. Tika. Apavada Prakaram Utpatti Vaiparityena Spashtikaroti. Apavada is going to be exactly opposite of Utpatti. Utpatti is from Akashad Vayu. Vayu Ragni Ragnirapaha Adbhya Prithivi. Prithivya Oshadaya. Reverse will be from Oshadi, etc., everything will become Prithvi. Oshadi, Annam, Purusha, all of that will become Prithvi. Prithvi into Apaha, Apa into Tejaha, Teja into Vayu, Vayu into Akasha. That krama will be shown in Shloka from Mahabharata. Later, Apvada Prakaram Utpatti Vaiparityena Spashtikaroti Asyartha. In line number 4, Vivaranam. स्थूलभूत कार्यम समष्टि व्यष्ट्यात्मकम अधिदैवतादि भेद भिन्नम दृश्यम सर्वम स्थूलभूतात्मना प्रलीयते. स्थूलभूत कार्यम, whatever is स्थूलभूत कार्यम, समष्टि व्यष्ट्यात्मकम, समष्टि रूप स्थूलभूत and व्यष्टि रूप, अधिदैवतादि भेद भिन्नम दृश्यम सर्वम, with the adidaiva bheda, drishyam sarvam sthula bhutatmana praliyate. All of that will become sthula bhuta. So Sthula Bhuta Karya will become Sthula Bhuta Karanatmaka. Karya Bheda will not remain anymore. This happens when we don't want to see all these things, but we do see when there is a big disaster, buildings collapse, human bodies, animals, and all the garbage that people have thrown, everything is one. Human bodies, animal bodies, all the nice looking buildings and construction and all the garbage thrown, everything is Thulabhu. So in Pralaya, this is what happens. Laya Prakriya, either it happens outside or in your buddhi, you create this Laya Prakriya. So for sadhaka, this is Antarlaya. It's called Atyantika Laya, Atyantika Pralaya. Once and for all. External Pralaya will be followed by Utpatti, then again Sthiti, then Pralaya, then Utpatti, Sthiti, Laya. But Atyantika Pralaya, once and done. तानि च स्थूलानि भूतानि पंचीकृतानि अवस्थाभिमानी सहितानि अकारात्मकानि अपंचीकृत भूतेषु विलीयन्ते. So now sthula bhut, first all the bhinna karya became sthula rupa. Then now this sthula bhuta panchikritam will merge into apanchikrita. Tani cha sthulani bhutani panchikritani avastha abhimani sahitani akaratmakani apanchikrita bhuteshu viliyante. Their laya will be in apanchikrita mahabhuta. तानि च अपंचीकृतानि सूक्ष्म भूतानि अवस्थाभिमानी सहितानि. This apanchikrita pancha mahabhuta along with swapnavastha and the abhimani sahitani ukaratmakani sambhuti vaiparityena pralayam pratipadyante. Sambhuti means in Ishavasya this came. Sambhutim cha vinasham cha. So, no, Sambhuti is not Sthula. Oh, Tat Karyam cha. Okay. Tat Karyam cha Saptadashakam. When I ask question, this is Swamiji, that when that. I know. Tat Karyam cha Saptadashakam. Tat Karyam means? Asya Karyam? Apanchikrita Bhutasya Karyam. Saptadashakam. Lingam. Arambhanadikarana Nyayena. Tanmatratam Pratipadyate. This Saptadashaka avayavas are there in Sukshma Sharira. Lingam Arambhana Adhikarana Nyayena. Arambhana Adhikarana Nyaya, that is given in Tika. But you have already heard. Tadananyatvam Arambhana Shabda Dibhyaha. This is the Brahma Sutra 2.1.14 is given there in Tika. Sharirake Dvitiyadhyaye Chintitam. Shariraka means Brahma Sutra. Why it is called Shariraka? Sharire Bhavaha Shariraha. Utsitarthe Kah Pratyaya. Utsita means Nindita Artha here. Because Sharir is Nindita, not Chaitanya. And that's why, even though it is Bhagavad Bhashyakara's commentary is called, Bhashya is called Shariraka Bhashya. But sutras are Brahma Sutra. They are not Jiva Sutra. They are Brahma Sutra. Sharirake Dvitiyadhyaye Chintitam Bhoktri Bhogya Bheda Prapanchasya Pratyakshadi Pramana Siddhatvat. Bhokta Bhogya Bheda, which is there in the Prapancha. Because a question will come, if in your Advaita, how will you do karma phala siddhi? Karmas are there, karma phala will be there. For karma phala, bhokta is required, bhogya is required. So bhokta, bhogya, bheda has to be there in the prapancha. Prapanchasya pratyakshadi pramana siddhatva. That prapancha is only pratyakshadi pramana siddha, na mithya. Purva Pakshi will say it is not mithya. Iti prapte radhantaha. Radhanta means siddhantaha. Tadananyatvam arambhana shabdadibhyaha. Vedanta siddhanta is, it is pratyakshadi pramana siddha. But pratyaksha pramana is not everything. Arambhana shabdadibhyaha. Vacharambhanam it is. That is explained further. So this, I am assuming you are familiar. Chandogye eka vijnanena sarva vijnanam pratignyaya. See, acharyas, when they write in 2-3 lines, they write the sara. So if many times when I study Chandogya, what I don't catch, I will catch it in these 3 lines. So that is why it is important to study here, there, different things of the acharyas. Chandogye eka vijnanena sarva vijnanam pratignyaya. So in Chandogya, what is the pratignya? If you have eka vijnana, you can get sarva vijnana. But that eka should be the right thing. It should be upadana karanam. Otherwise, eka vijnanena sarva vijnanam will not happen. Pratignyaya shruyate. Shruti shru. In Chandogya Shruti, it is said, यथा सौम्यैकेन मृत्पिंडेन सर्वं मृण्मयं विज्ञातं स्याद् वाचारम्भणं विकारो नामधेयं मृत्तिकेत्येव सत्यम् इति. ये सौम्य यथा, just as एकेन मृत्पिंडेन, मृत्पिंड is the upadana karan for all mrit vastu. So by mritpinda jnanam, mritpindena vijnanena, you have to understand. Mritpindena means mritpindena vijnanena sarvam mrinmayam vijnatam syat. All mrinmayam will become known. And therefore, vacharambhanam vikaro namadheyam mrittiketyeva satyam. All the vikara are only vacharambhanam, vak alambhanam. They are namadheyam, nama matram. Mrittika alone is satyam. So if my attention can go to what is the karanam, I can drop karyam. If I want to go further, akara laya in ukara, ukara laya in makara, I have to go from karya to sthula karya to sukshma karya to karana. This is the progression. So if this abhyasa is not there in everything, then it will be difficult. Who are great thinkers? Those who can think and make adjustment in the karana avastha so that automatically karya will be improved. They are great people. Which government is considered as good government? That government which can understand that if we make change in subtle things, then others will follow that. Like constitutional change or something, or some change at the fundamental level. Then everybody else will just gather it. And you go and do small things, only those people will understand, but everywhere it may not replicate. So these are sukshma. So if in my buddhi that karana thing can come, that instead of dealing with my day-to-day problems, let me just think of Bhagavan. Let me meditate on Chaitanya. All jada, which is karyam through that, automatically everything will fall in place. So that person doesn't struggle in solving day-to-day problems too much. That is, Bhagavan says, ananyaha chintayantaha. He is ananya chinta, chintaka. For that person, everything else will, whatever is required will happen. Don't worry too much. Use your time wisely for moksha. अस्य अर्थः एकस्मिन् कारणे मृदादौ ज्ञाते सति घटशरावादि सर्वं मृण्मयं ज्ञातं भवति. When the karana jnanam is there, mrittika, then ghata sharava means pot, jar, jug, everything will become known. यदि कार्यस्य कारणानन्यत्वं स्यात्, अन्यथा this will happen only when karya and karana they have ananyatvam. Karyasya karanat ananyatvam syat. Anyatha karyanam ananya ananyena ashakya jnanatvat eka vijnanena sarva vijnana pratignya anarthika syat. If karyanam anantyena ananta karana karyas are there, this is different, that is different, then everything if I want to know, I will never know. But if they all have one upadana karanam, that I know, everything can become known. So pratignya purti requires this condition. Sarva vijnana pratignya will be sarthika only then. Otherwise anarthika syaditi. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.